Tonight, shockwaves at the University of Southern California. A major new lawsuit by women who say they were sexually assaulted by a longtime campus doctor.
He made me feel extremely uncomfortable and violated.
I was in the hands of a predator.
Was the university warned decades ago? Hundreds of professors now calling on USC's president to resign. Also tonight, new signs that President Trump's historic summit with North Korea could be in jeopardy. That face-to-face meeting with Kim Jong-un supposed to happen just 3 weeks from today. Danger on the school bus after a series of deadly crashes. A major move tonight from the National Transportation Safety Board. Why do 42 states not require seatbelts on the bus? A new slow-motion disaster in Hawaii. Lava now flowing into a power plant. And a new warning for parents. The 5 things to make sure your kids can do for that first trip to the beach or the lake this summer.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
The president's not packing his bags just yet.
There's a very substantial chance that it won't work out, and that's okay.
That Singapore sit-down set for 3 weeks from today, now on the rocks.
It may not work out for June 12th, but there's a good chance that we'll have the meeting.
A non-committal President Trump seated side by side with his South Korean counterpart, who's working to keep the talks on track between the U.S. and North Korea after Kim Jong-un threatened to pull out of the meeting altogether last week. The South suggesting there's a 99.9% chance the summit still goes on as planned. Optimistic, but maybe not realistic.
I'm not a betting man, so I wouldn't care to predict whether it will happen, only to predict that we'll be ready in the event that it does.
The president seeming to blame China for North Korea's new tone.
I think there was a little change in attitude from Kim Jong-un, so I don't like that.
Before this week, the president appeared pleased with the progress.
We're really doing well with North Korea.
His administration already commissioning challenge coins, as they do for every overseas trip. This one featuring a face-to-face Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un.
I think this president was also engaged in some sort of end zone dancing about this, except he was still on his own 20-yard line.
Now, the public pitch to Kim Jong-un, a dictator whose human rights abuses are well documented.
We will guarantee his safety. He will be safe. He will be happy. His country will be rich.
For President Trump, the start of the deal, still confident in how it'll end.
In the end, it'll work out. Can't tell you exactly how or why, but it always does. It's going to work out.
The Secretary of State's pointing out North Korea could benefit from U.S. economic investment if it denuclearizes. But for now, it seems the ball is in North Korea's court, Lester.
Allie Jackson, otherwise.
Good morning on this Wednesday, May 23rd. A cloudy start makes way for a sunny and much warmer afternoon. Highs will be in the 80s. I'm Mary Calvi. John Ellie will have your forecast coming up. First, the search is on for a missing city cab driver. 56-year-old Yumain Kenny Chow of Queens disappeared May 11th. His cab was found on 86th Street and East End Avenue in Manhattan. His wife says he'd been depressed as he struggled to pay a $700,000 loan on his medallion. The Taxi Workers Alliance says several drivers have committed suicide since December because ride-sharing apps were ruining their business. The MTA is expected to unveil details of a $37 billion 10-year subway improvement plan later this morning. It will reportedly include a major overhaul of the subway's aging signal system, which has been blamed for many recent delays. Happening today, the New York City Council said to introduce a bill banning the use of plastic straws. The ban, which would also include plastic coffee stirrers, comes as cities across the country are taking similar measures to cut down on plastic waste that many times ends up polluting our waters and hurting sea life. Restaurants would be able to offer paper or reusable metal straws as a replacement. So we take another live look outside. Plenty of sun today. Now here's John Elliott with your forecast.